Hi guys, how are you? So here's the tea, okay? My internet is down and it's driving me nuts and it's making me angry and it's making me mad. Because the goal was to record the rest of the Vanderpump Rules season 5 recap. And I can't do that without the internet. Okay. I wanted to do it live. Like that was my goal, was to do it live so that way I could get your guys' feedback and like talk to you while I'm recording it. So I was like, you know what? I don't need internet on my phone in order to record on my phone. So I was like, okay, what I'll do is I will do a live and I will do it right here and you guys can watch it live with me while I'm recording it or you can watch it later and I'll just post this later. Cause you guys like a quick turnaround, okay? And I just really wanted to interact with you guys today. Like, could I like could I do the video on my camera and like post it later? Yeah, I totally freaking could. But I was like, no, I want to talk to you guys if I can. If you guys are around and want to hang out, want to chat about the rest of season 5, we could talk about it. But if not, it's not a big deal. Either way, I'll post this video. Okay, so if you're new here, hi, my name is Sam. I am a YouTube pop culture commentary channel. I talk about whatever's going on in pop culture, but I also talk about recapping TV shows. And right now, my favorite TV show to recap, along with what you guys seem to really enjoy, my followers, is recapping Vanderpump Rules. And like I said, the goal was to do that live today with my nice camera and the computer and have the whole thing going. But clearly, that's not happening today because the internet said, no, I'm all set. I don't want to work. Therefore, I have nothing else to do. And I want to talk to you guys while I'm recording it. I don't want to record it and like do it somewhere else. I don't want to upload it later. I just, I want to talk. I want to chit chat. So, like, you know what? I'm going to get my Alani New, okay? Not sponsored, but this one, Hawaiian shaved ice, so freaking good. I got my, have you guys seen this? Sour Patch Kids Apple Harvest. Bitch, these are so good. If you combined the cranberry apple is like not that bad, but the apple cider and the caramel apple is incredible. Okay, anyway, so I was like, you know what? Let's recap season 5, the rest of it together. And while you guys are here, you can, while I'm recording, you guys can talk to me, which I thought would be really, really fun and really interactive and really cool. And then, like I said, if you're not here, and you watch it later, hi, replay crew, how are you? I'm sorry that the video is not this way. It's, whatever. Hi, how are you? I'm sorry that the video is, not horizontal, it's vertical. But, we'll do what we can do. Like I said, I just wanted to hang out with you guys and talk to you. I didn't really want to, do it any other way. Thank you. I don't know how you know about the second thing that's beautiful on me, but the face part, I mean, you can see, so that's great. That's wonderful. All right, you guys. So, oh wow. All right, so what we're going to do is, like I said, I'm just going to go through and do the season 5 recap. And I'm just going to do it while I'm here talking to you. So if you guys have comments, if you have questions, if you have statements that you want to make while I'm doing this, please comment below. I would absolutely love that. I would appreciate it. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoy this. Like I said, please comment down below. I'm doing very, very good. And I hope everybody else here is doing good. Please keep it appropriate. Please don't be inappropriate to me or anybody else in the comment section. I know some people come in here and are not my followers and like say ridiculous shit and want to be inappropriate. Please don't be. Go find somebody else to talk about that stuff. We're literally talking about reality TV Vanderpump Rules. And if you're not into that, it's totally fine. I'm okay with that. Just go find someone else to talk to. Okay? Go find someone else to hang out with because that's not what this video is. Okay. So where we left off in the last video was episode 12. Okay, you guys, Vanderpump Rules has about 700 million episodes back in the day. Okay, they weren't doing this like quickness. No, no, no. They were literally screeching it out over and over and over again. It's like absolutely insane. Hey, how are you? Okay, so Sheena tells LVP that bridesmaids aren't include that the bridesmaids are not including Sheena. And she's very upset about that, and that the planning is really happening behind her back, and that the girls are kind of deciding how they're gonna spend the money. Here, guys, hold on one second. I'm just gonna tilt this down just a hair. Okay. Um, and that the girls are kind of spending and deciding where all the money's going to be going without kind of consulting Sheena. And Sheena does not like that, of course, because she is the ultimate bridesmaid, as we all know. Okay. We talk about this thing called Project Elevate, where Tom is having this fundraiser birthday party with Richardson, which Richardson literally, Richardson and Katie should have gotten together. Because there's that one scene, I think it was last season, where Richardson like flirted and joked around with Katie about like having her babies or something like that. I'm like, girl, you should have jumped on that immediately. Pretty sure Richardson is like married and like travels all over the world now. So that's not going to happen. Also, I'm really rooting, and I think we all are rooting for Katie to really live in her lady area. Lady area? Lady era. We really want her to date women. That's what I want to see. You know, men are just so gross and horrible. And it would just be the ultimate FU if she just started dating women again. I think that'd be amazing. I really love Richardson, Scorpio Moon. I wish that he would have been more in the mix because he was entertaining to me and really funny. So he invites everyone in the group since that it is a charity event and he doesn't care who shows up. He just wants the money to get donated, and that's like the biggest thing that he really, really wants. Tom has a braided hair guy come over to braid his barely there hair with the gray streaks in it, which I literally, if I was Jax or Schwartz, I literally would have like clippered, buzzed it while he was sleeping. It is the ugliest hairdo that he has had throughout this entire show, honestly. It is the season that I dread the most when it comes to Tom Sandoval's hair. It's disgusting, okay? Disgusting. Katie and Schwartz go pick out paint swatches for LVP. Katie says after the bridal shower, she had like a bunch of stuff that she was trying to get back into the apartment, and that she wanted help with Tom bringing all the gifts and stuff up to the apartment and out of the car. And he said no and went out to the bar with his friends instead. So the text messages that we see are, first one is Katie's. It says, "You don't get it, so don't worry. Fuck it. I'm over today anyway. That you for helping me 0% today. Thanks." They're pretty sure that she's drunk too. And then Schwartz messages back, "What the hell are you talking about? You are shit face. Get a grip, woman. Tequila Katie, I did nothing wrong at all. You are hammered." I don't understand. I feel like we're missing something. Because I don't understand how Katie went from "you don't get it, so don't worry, fuck it. I'm over it anyway. I'm over today anyway. Thanks for helping me 0% today." Okay? Chill. Not a fun, not a fun message to get, obviously, from a partner. But how do we go from that to "what the hell are you talking about? You are shit face." It's like, can we please leave Katie alone? Can we literally leave Katie? Like, I just feel like whoever did a like, I appreciate that. Whoever, I genuinely feel like Schwartz is entertained by making Katie miserable, absolutely miserable. I think he loves it. I think it's a little game for him. I think that he gets off on it. Like, whether that's like intentionally or not intentional, because I know like for me, I was my first relationship that I was in, we were always arguing, always fighting. And so I know this to be true, that you almost get a physical high off of arguing with your partner and off of like bickering and pissing each other off, and you get some type of high from it. And then I all of a sudden, like when that's gone, it feels weird to not fight like that. And so I don't know, like I feel like he really does enjoy it. I don't know why he enjoys it. I think sometimes people just like to argue and fight, and it's like literally it's like sport to you. And it's really, really hard. If the "make me a sandwich" comment is in regards to Jax, Joey Jojo Shabudu, you're funny as hell, and I appreciate that. So Tom and Katie start arguing, and Tom says Katie was hammered and was very rude when she came home. Katie denies being hammered, and Schwartz starts calling her a bitch. This is my interpretation of what I think happened, okay? I think what happened is that she had a bunch of shit that she needed to bring inside. Schwartz was home and she wanted help. Schwartz decided not to help and was an asshole and was a piece of shit and was like, "No, I'm not doing that. I'd rather go do this instead." And again, is another example of how Katie's tried to communicate and ask for help and ask for support, and Schwartz continues to go, "No." And that pisses Katie off as would piss anybody off. And instead of Schwartz just helping, like it's so easy. That's the thing that pisses me off. Is like with Schwartz, it's so easy. It's so simple. All he had to do was support Katie. All he had to do was help her. All he had to do is be there for her. He doesn't have like this is what I don't think they like, especially these men understand is I don't ever believe that these women were asking the boys to agree with everything they were saying and be like 100% like da 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 da. I think all Katie wanted was, yeah, listen, here's the thing. That's not how I would approach it. That's not what I would have done. But I see you and I see how you're feeling and I see why you reacted that way or why you maybe felt that way. And I'm so sorry that you were put in that situation. And if you want help, I'd be happy to figure out how to like figure that out together. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Um, it's such nonsensical drama. I mean, I don't have any drama in my life, so I don't have any. That was my old relationship. My current relationship, I don't have any drama. The only time we argue is if I'm being a little twat. Other than that, we never fight or never argue and never have any issues. So I'm good. My old one though, yeah, that's a different story. That's a different story. Yeah, my current one, fantastic, wonderful, love him oh so much. He is a fabulous human being. So Katie gets up and walks to her car and drives off without Tom. And Katie says that Schwartzy can call an Uber. Which, listen, we get to a point where we just call the Uber. Like at this point, F yourself. Stop trying to gaslight me. Stop trying to make everything my fault. Could you just support me and be there for me once in your goddamn life? Like that's all we needed from Schwartz. That's all Schwartz needed. And they would have been married forever. Because I do think they both genuinely loved each other and they were best friends and they were okay with a lot of things with each other. But the disrespect had gotten to be way, way too much for Katie. Because it gets to a point where it's like, oh no, you're never gonna get better. You're never gonna make a change, and you're never gonna be on my team. You're always gonna be on everybody else's team, and that was the problem with Schwartz. Um, so Sheena walks up to James in the at the charity event and literally walks up to him out of nowhere. Like just stomps right up to him. No one's talking to, like they're not in a group of people. James isn't like talking to Sheena. Sheena's not talking to Rachel. Like none of that is happening. And she goes, "Oh, it's glad to see that you two are still together, you know, considering." Out of the blue, you say that? You're a psychopath. You're a psychopath. That is crazy behavior to do that, to walk up out of nowhere to James with his girlfriend and go, oh, it's great to see that you guys together, you know, considering. What the does that mean? You evil gremlin. And Sheena plays dumb and says, you didn't know about like Ellie and her pictures with James, like in James's bed. And James says he told Raquel everything, and Raquel plays so dumb. I just don't understand the part about supporting someone like unconditionally to the point that you look stupid. I do get it because I've been there, but I don't get it as of now, as of today, as of this day. Now that I'm not delusional and lost my mind completely. I just don't understand why she just sat there. She just sat there and like lets this group make a complete fool out of her and also lets James make a complete fool out of her. Like you don't have to say anything on TV if you don't want to, obviously. If you're just like, hey, that was really stupid. You do that again, I'm gonna punch you in the face. Or to just like when Sheena makes a comment like that, be like, yeah, I actually do know all about it. We have had a conversation. I don't support it, but funny enough, it's none of your business. That's the crazy part. It's none of your business. You know, that's like also get off of reality TV. Like literally, Rachel, Raquel, get off of reality TV. Get off of your podcast. Stop talking to about Vanderpump Rules. Like I can't with Rachel Raquel. Anyway, so Sheena is very concerned about having to split $1,500 from the bachelorette bridal shower party thing. You're splitting $1,500 between how many people? That's like one night in tips, bitch. Like, what are you talking about? I'm pretty sure there's like 6 bridesmaids. So whatever the math is on that, someone look that up. 1,500 divided by 6. Is it really that bad? You're over here telling me that you make all this money in tips and then you make money from the show. I really do need an accountant to break down what the hell is going on with this cast and their money, because I'm genuinely not understanding where the money's going, where the money's coming out, how they're paying for this, how they're paying for that. My assumption, my assumption is credit cards. They got a lot of credit card debt, is my like true assumption as to how they are paying for the shit that they're paying for. Because I genuinely don't get how they can pay for certain things, aka this goddamn wedding. So Jax goes to donate money to the charity on his card, and it gets declined, which is the funniest thing ever, considering that he was just giving Brittany all this shit about, oh, I pay for this and oh, I pay for that. Let's be very clear right now. I, without a doubt in my mind, don't think that Jax makes that much money, and the money that he does have, he spends it on things that and and all that fun stuff. Okay, he spends it all on that. Okay, and I also think that a lot of what he pays for is on a credit card, aka you actually don't have money. That's like monopoly money. Credit cards are monopoly money. You know what I'm saying? And so that's like not real money. So you actually aren't spending a lot of your own hard earned money, you doofus. And it's crazy that now that they're getting divorced, and I'm so happy for Brittany. I mean, I have a lot of thoughts and opinions, and I think she said it very well of like, this has been over 10 years. I know I should have, I know there's been a lot of thoughts and opinions about me staying with Jax and blah, 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 blah. And, but you have to do it in your own time. And I totally understand that. I've been there. No matter how many red flags you see, you have to do it in your own time. And I'm just glad that she finally did it. But man, oh man. So she ends up paying for their portion of the donation to the charity and kind of like cackles in the corner and everybody makes fun of him. Typical Jax bullshit. Lala all of a sudden has gone MIA and isn't talking to anybody and has been missing shifts, and people are kind of wondering where she is, what she's up to. Sheena pulls Ariana aside at the charity and says this summer is only about Katie and she can't talk to the girls about issues that she's having with Shay. And I mean, it is about her because it is about her. But I also think that if you came, I don't know, I go back and forth. Like, I actually think, especially with Katie, maybe not, definitely not Kristen. You can't tell Kristen anything. This chick isn't involved. Did you see that she's also in Miami right now? The whole cast from the Valley is going to Miami right now. No, not Miami, Maui. They're going to Maui without Jax. Do you think Jax is going to show up? I'm sorry, if Jax shows up to Maui, that'd be so funny. I hope he doesn't. I hope he like genuinely is trying to work on himself. I think two things can be happening at once. I think on one hand, we can think Jax is a dipshit and a loser and a deadbeat of a person, of a husband. At the same time, we want him to get better for his child. That's what I want. I don't need him to get better for anybody else. I literally only want this man to get better for Cruz. That's it. Other than that, could give two fucking rocks about that man. But when it comes to kids, I at least always hope that people get better for them, if for not anybody else or anything else, because I don't think him and Brittany are ever going to get back together again. I really do think she's done with his ass, and I really do think kids give you a new perspective on shit. I wish that's not how it worked. I wish you didn't have to have kids to get a better perspective of what a piece of shit your partner is. But I'm going to think that that was a huge puzzle piece of her finally not caring anymore. Also being on the Valley and being humiliated by a loser face all the time. So Sandoval ended up raising $8,600 for that charity, which I thought was really awesome. Sheena tells Katie that Kristen has been rage texting her about this money, about like the $1,500, and everybody has said like, don't talk to Katie about that shit. Like it's so inappropriate and so déclassé to go up to the bride and tell them about money stuff between the bridesmaids and the wedding. That's so inappropriate. But Sheena just, I swear to God, Sheena like texts the producers like an hour before they're supposed to be on camera. And it's like, this is what I'm going to say. This is what I'm going to do. This is the ideas that I have. What do you guys think? Where should I be? What should I do? And they're like, okay, Sheena, here we go. Blah, blah, blah. Like, she is, the more I watch the show, the more I'm like, oh my God, Sheena is a pick me when it comes to like the producers of the show. She just wanted to be on camera no matter what. And listen, I've said this and I will continue to say this. Sheena is great reality TV because she is committed to the bit. The difference is that the current seasons to those other seasons, it just didn't come off so obvious that she's trying to make drama on the show. It just seems like, she was just a silly dingbat that, made drama and was giggly and nuts and whatever. But now it's just like it's too obvious. It's just way too obvious that her and Lala are trying to do way, 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 way too much. Um, and so Sheena kind of is very much going back and forth about Ariana and her relationship with Ariana. And I just feel like I feel bad for Ariana because basically Sheena and Ariana's relationship hinders on when or when not Sheena is friends with the other girls. When she's friends with the other girls, Ariana who? But when the other girls hate her guts, she supports Ariana. And the same things happen current day. You know, one of the cool girls, Lala, likes her and wants to spend time with her. So she's going to be one of the cool girls. Well, girl, that ain't working out for you right now. And so all of a sudden it's like, Ariana who? Girl, you should have been aligning with Ariana from the very jump, and this would all look so much different. So much different. But they don't give a shit. Jax goes to dinner with Brittany and her mom and tries to give her the heads up about his birthday roast. Brittany wants her to come to the roast. I don't know why she invited. Like, I genuinely would have left my mom home. I don't know why you invited her when you know this friend group well enough. You know that especially the guys are so inappropriate and love to gag on each other and love to make little microaggressive comments about being gay. Like, you knew all that stuff was going to happen and you invited her anyway. Like, oh, I didn't want her to sit alone and sit at home all. She's fine. Okay? Mom's fine. She can do a little click click on the TV, watch some shows, and then maybe she comes out later after. But to bring your mom to the roast, like, you set her up for failure. I don't have any sympathy about what was said in front of Brittany's mom because Brittany's not that dumb. Like, just the guys alone, it was going to be a massively inappropriate conversation and massively inappropriate jokes, and she knew that. So, apparently Brittany was a really big party girl back in the day and used to have like these huge keggers and sneak in and out of the house and throw parties at the house and almost got arrested. And like, she was a party girl. Like, you guys, this girl can drink some of these guys under the table. Brittany's not messing around, okay, with the drinking thing. She loves a tequila shot. Sandoval and Sheena think Katie may have a drinking problem. She is really angry and mean when she drinks a lot. Katie and Stassi go to a dispensary and try to find marijuana to help Katie calm down a little bit so that way she stops having this like rage going on. And like, listen, do I think Katie has rage? Yes. Do I think some of it has to do, like a huge portion of it has to do with Schwartz? Yeah. Do I think that if her and Schwartz were in a better place, that she would be better and happier? Yeah, because that's what happened when she basically started to just succumb to Schwartz and their friend group, and they were happier. But like, was Katie happier or was she just like playing a little role? Okay, and then now that she is with, especially Stassi, not Kristen, Kristen's crazy, but with Stassi, I think she started seeing her value of who she is and like, why can my partner not just see my side of the story or have an opinion with me? Like, I do think a huge portion of the rage comes from Schwartz and then it gets projected out to other people because Schwartz is an empty vessel. Okay, he's an empty vessel. Kristen is hosting Jax's roast, and Sheena texts Brittany to say that Tom is going to roast Jax about Kristen and Brittany hooking up. And Brittany's mom really does not like that. And she's from Kentucky. She's very conservative. She's a very conservative lady, okay? So she's not happy. So Jax roast is for his 37th birthday. This man is old. Okay, this man is very old compared to the rest of the people in this group, okay? He's an old man. And again, also older than Brittany. I don't even know if Brittany's 30 yet. I think they're like 10 years apart. I'm not even joking you. So Kristen apologizes ahead to Brittany's mom. Ariana jokes about Jax getting girls pregnant in Vegas. Sandoval talks about all the nose jobs he's had and Jax doing cocaine. He made a painting of Jax that was him hung over in Hawaii, which I think Jax has shirts with that picture on it, which are really funny. Stassi jokes about Jax always stealing everything. Schwartz jokes about Jax sleeping with all the bridesmaids. Schwartz starts joking about him being gay when he was in Miami. Kristen gets mad at Sandoval for bringing up Kristen going down on Brittany and has like a hissy fit with, Sandoval about that. One of their back alley cigarette arguments that they have. And then out of all the stuff that was said about Jax, Sherry is bothered the most about Jax possibly being gay. Or, as she puts it, a homosexual. Are you a homosexual? And it was one of those times where I was like, really? Like, they live in West Hollywood. Brittany's best friend is a homosexual who's on the Valley now, okay? That's her best friend from Kentucky, okay? He's gay. And your concern is that he may or may not have been a homosexual? You're in West Hollywood, girl. Like, what? Are you naive? Are you stupid? Are you just a bigoted human? Like, and of course they like defended her later, and it's like, don't defend her. Let's be for real. Sherry gives me the vibe of, I'm okay if my hairstylist is gay because they do my hair. I'm okay if my makeup artist is gay because they do my face. But if I have a child who is gay, I can't have that. You know what I'm saying? Like, she doesn't mind the gays and they benefit her. But if it comes to actual relationships, equal rights kind of shit, Sherry's nowhere to be found. That's the vibe I get from Sherry. And Jax is like really frustrated that Sherry was more concerned about him being gay than cheating, pregnancies, getting arrested, like really horrible things that he's done. And she's more concerned about him possibly kissing a dude, which he kisses dudes all the time. He kisses Tom, Sandoval, and Schwartz like all the goddamn time. Okay, looks at their butts and whips their wee-wees around each other all the time. Like, that's what's bothering you. It's ridiculous. So episode 13, James and his mom go out to eat and he finally tells her that he got fired from Sir and Pump, and his mom says that people are jealous, which is hilarious because no one's jealous. No one is jealous of DJ James Kennedy of the white Kanye. That's not happening. James' mom loves Raquel apparently, and James wants to keep saying that he doesn't cheat on her at all and never has cheated on her, which is a lie. James' mom says Kristen's karma will be that she cannot have any kids, which is spooky, ooky, kooky, and demented because last year or 2 years ago, Kristen had a miscarriage. So that's that when I saw that, that was very creepy. And I felt really bad because I was like, that's not karma that you put on people. Like there's certain things you can put on people for karma, but when it comes to things like that, I wouldn't put that karma on like anybody. That was really fucked up. And Kristen and like James's mom at the time before she was sober was a bit of a wackadoo and said some crazy shit. And people think that's why he liked Kristen is because Kristen reminded him a lot of his mother. Very mommy issues type of thing. You know what I'm saying? So Sherry is packing up to leave and she's questioning Brittany and Jax's relationship. She wants to talk to Jax about the roast. Sherry brings up him possibly being a homosexual. And Jax has a bit of an attitude about it. And for once, I actually agree with him. Like, he storms out. He's like, out of all the things that you're mad about, this is what you're mad about. Like, this is so ridiculous. And it's funny because, like, Brittany and her mom are like, why are you getting so upset? Like, don't be so disrespectful. It's like, huh? How about you don't be so disrespectful? Don't act like out of every horrible thing that this man has done, being possibly gay or having a gay moment, a queer moment, is the inappropriateness way bigger than getting a girl pregnant by cheating on your partner in Vegas. Like, let's really assess that thought process. It's not a good one. Okay. And when he stormed off, I'm like, good for you. I would have stormed off too. I'd been like, really? First of all, we live in WeHo. There's gay people around all the time. Who gives a shit? Who cares? I'm not dating a man right now, okay? I'm dating your daughter. How about we worry about that, please? It's just so gross and rude and inappropriate and nasty, and I hated that. And then Jax comes back and says Brittany needs to realize what she has, acting like Britt is ungrateful. Jax thinks that her hanging out with the girls is making Brittany very, very different. He is convinced that hanging out with all the California girls, all the LA girls, is making her different. And I think, and I might have put this in my notes, so I'll probably say it again, repeat it accidentally later. But I genuinely think that he liked Brittany being from Kentucky and not knowing anything about the show and not being from LA because he could kind of manipulate her and mold her and have like his southern wife, okay? And have like a girl do everything for him. And then when she came to Hollywood and West Hollywood and realized that she could be like independent, she could have her own thoughts and opinions, you know, all have a little sass to back her up and then have girlfriends to back her up. That Jax didn't like that. Jax literally wants like a mom that he can have sex with. That's what he wants. He wants a mommy to take care of him, love him, make him food, make him dinner, wipe his ass, whatever, have a bunch of fucking kids, and then he can just go around and do whatever he wants. He basically wants to be a politician. You know what I'm saying? Like, I, it's giving I need a sister wife. Like, that's what he needs right now. The bridesmaids are having a little team powwow meeting, and Stassi wants to have everybody to go to New Orleans for the bachelorette parties. They want to do a combined one, which right there alone, worst fucking idea ever. Great for the show, horrible for everybody else. And it's one of the most epic episodes of Vanderpump Rules, might I add. Sandoval has James do hypnosis and to see if it will help him, change and get better. Clearly the hypnosis lady didn't work because James gets worse and he just took a 20-minute nap and he was happy for that. That was good enough for him. James like, I took my nap. Now I'm really happy. Now I can go back to eating ice cream, cheating on my girlfriend, and pretending I'm not going to be an alcoholic ever again. Katie and Schwartz have decided that they're going to get a prenup. The prenup guy basically laughs in their face because he's like, you guys literally have nothing, which is so funny to me because I'm sitting there and I'm just like, I don't understand. You guys have nothing. Literally less than like a couple $1,000s combined in their bank accounts right now. But somehow you're paying for a 30,000, whatever, 50,000. I don't even know. We'll get there. We'll get the price later. $1,000 wedding. It's giving credit card. It's giving credit card. Even though they took out a checkbook though, when they went to go pay for it. It's fascinating to me. Again, any accountants out there, come on in and do some accounting because I don't understand the money that's going on with this group of people. So we see Ariana with her horse Raven, and she had Raven since she was about 8 years old, and Raven died at the age of 30, and they are the same. They're the same age. Ariana and the horse are the same. Were the same age, and so she basically like grew up with this horse and loved this horse so much, and it's crazy because the same year that her horse died, he wanted to leave and go to Vegas and play with the, monster dump trucks or whatever. And I think this is the time frame he cheated on her the second time. I can't confirm or deny that, but that's just my opinion. That's what I just think. Okay. And then to think that whatever, 9, 8 years later, he does the same similar type of behavior when her dog Charlotte died. Same bullshit. It's just like, this man is so predictable. It's psychotic. Like, he's just going to keep doing the same pattern over and over and over again. There is not a world where he's not going to. Like, you cannot tell me that he's a sober person doing good things. Is he even doing his fucking podcast anymore? Like, what is this man doing? Stop suing people. Stop instigating bullshit. Let the house go. Get the money. Move on with your fucking life. Find an apartment and stop being a loser. Like, just stop enabling your freaking side chick to do dumb things. You're all psychopaths. So Sheena says that she didn't get a prenup with Shay, and why would I get a prenup? Like, I'm gonna be this person for like the rest of my life. Blah, blah, blah. She learned that the hard way. Let me tell you right now, and she learned it so hard because when she went to go marry Brock, she set up a tight ass prenup, a very good prenup, a prenup that like incentivizes Brock to never leave her. Like financially. Like, because if Brock leaves her, what does this man have? What does he do on his own that brings income into that family? Also, the deed to the house is under Sheena. It's not under Brock. He gave her everything in regards to that house. So if anything happened, Sheena would have the house. That way Summer Moon could stay at that house and be happy and blah blah blah, which is literally what Jack should have fucking done with Brittany. Like, for God fucking sakes. Um I think that them getting a prenup really did make the divorce process move pretty fast for Katie and Schwartz, because divorces take a very, very, very long time in California. And you have to have, like, I think it's like a 6 month period where you're just like on hold essentially to get a divorce. It can't be like this fast thing. Like, they pause it for like 6 months. And then if you're still not together after 6 months and still want to get divorced, they kind of let you get divorced, which I'm kind of like, what the fuck do you care how, like, it's my divorce. If I want to get it, I should be able to get it. If I want to get it in a day, if I want to get it in a year, if I want to take forever to get it, that should be up to me. Why do I have to wait 6 months? California is like one of the worst states, apparently, allegedly, to get divorced in. And I think the reason why theirs got to go so fast is because of their prenup. That's my assumption. They were just like 50-50 down the middle. What's yours is yours, what's mine is mine. Sayonara. And I think that's pretty much what happened with them. Um, so Katie says that she only has $200 in her checking and $4,700 in her savings. So again, I ask, where's the money coming from for this fucking wedding? I need Katie to answer this question for me. Schwartz apparently has less than Katie in his checking and his banking account. Katie was the one that suggested if they divorce, they split the dogs weekly. Bet she's regretting that, because that dog thing, they should have just picked a dog. You get this dog, I get that dog. Or they should have been like, here, Katie, you can have the dogs. Like that, or like, Schwartz, you can have the dogs. Like, that's what I understand. You love your pets, and I totally get that. I totally understand that. But like, I don't want to be with this person. Like, when my ex-husband and I got divorced, I didn't have a place for my dog, for the dog that I wanted. I didn't have like a home for that dog to be in. So I just accepted the fact that they are not my dogs anymore. That they're going to have to be his dogs, because he has a place to have them. He has a place for them to be happy. And in the divorce, I was just like, you can have the dogs. I would rather not have a dog and be away from you than have a dog and be in an epic battle at all times and having to see you and trade the dog. And all, like, no, the dog is your dog now. Get away from me. Like, that is what I wanted personally. So it just ties them back together. And it's just like, I wish they would just have either each had their own dog, or they could have just said, you know what, you keep the dogs. I don't even care anymore. This is what's better off. But she'll forever, it's like a kid. You're going to forever be tied down to this dipshit because of a dog. Like, that's sad to me. And I hate that. I feel bad for Brittany, but at the same time, everybody told her kind of over and over and over again what a piece of shit this man is, and she didn't listen. Like, I'm sorry, he cannot be that great behind the scenes. She's like, people don't know him from behind the scenes. Don't, no. Don't tell me that Jax is a fucking angel sent from Christ himself when you guys are home alone. I highly fucking doubt that. Everyone is plotting to go over to James's new DJ gig that he's about to have, and that they all know that Ellie and Gigi are going to be there to surprise James and Raquel and kind of be like, hey, what's going on? Remember me? Remember me? Like, that's what's about to happen. And everybody, it's like entertainment to them. They're so excited to be there to watch the downfall of James Kennedy. Like, he's just some random 20-something-year-old twink off the side of the street. Like, leave the fucking dude alone. You don't have better things to do. Like, especially Kristen and Jax, they are so fucking evil. They're so evil. And don't tell me that Kristen isn't still going to talk to Jax now that Jax and Brittany are getting divorced, because that's a bunch of crackety, croupity horse shit. She is still going to talk to that man. Okay? She's still going to talk to him. I know this with every fiber in my body. You know, Team Brittany, Team Brittany. I'll believe it when I see it. I'll believe it when I see it. This Alani Nu has got me up. Stassi, Katie, and Tom and Ariana go to a paint night together. Schwartz is very awkward, and he wants to make everything okay with Ariana and Stassi. Stassi doesn't like Ariana because she doesn't follow along with what Queen Stassi is saying, is essentially like the vibe that everybody's kind of getting. Katie's upset that Ariana is going to hang out with all the groomsmen at the bachelorette party, but Katie didn't make her a bridesmaid. So it's like, what are we supposed to do? You're upset that she's going to be with the boys, but you specifically didn't want her to be with the girls. So that sounds like a Schwartz fucking problem that you need to talk to him about. He is the problem. He's the one that created this bullshit, okay? You said you didn't want to have her there in that capacity. And if she was just a friend, a plus one to the wedding, she could have came with you guys. It could have been, fine. Or she couldn't have gone with anybody, honestly, to be frank. Like, she couldn't have gone with anybody. But because you pushed her off to the side, because you said you didn't want to have her, and then your stupid idiot fiance had her as a groomsman, this is what fucking happens. And Stassi just can't grasp when someone doesn't agree with everything that she's doing. I don't think that Stassi and Ariana are that far off from each other. I think they've always had separate opinions from the group. I just think that Stassi's opinions from the group support her girlfriends, whereas Ariana's opinions that are different from the group don't really support anybody. It's kind of just like, this is what it is, black and white. I don't really care if my boyfriend agrees with it. I don't care if my best friend agrees with it. I don't care if a homeless man on the street agrees with it. This is my opinion and this is how I feel, and I'm standing by that. It's like, it's one of those things where it's kind of like, I see you. Like, I know who you are because I'm the same way. That's like Ariana and Stassi's like never ending vibe with each other, is that like they're just the same person, but like a different font. What's that expression? You know what I'm talking about? That kind of vibe. So everybody shows up to James's gig, and Sandoval is very confused when he sees Jax and Kristen show up, because it makes zero sense why they would be there. Zero sense why they would be there. And Sheena is shitting on James's performance, but James is actually doing like a really good job. James is actually really good. I've seen like some live streams of his shit. I've seen some video clips of his stuff. He's like a really good DJ. He's one of the only DJs that I have seen not just stand behind like the mixing table and just be like waka, 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 with his little headphones. Like, he's like got his microphone on. He's standing on top of the tables. He's singing things. He's rapping this. He's talking to that. He's telling the crowd to get like, get up. Blah, blah. Like, he's a mobile DJ. Most of these DJs that I see on here are just standing behind, the deck there, and they're just like, like, he's really getting into it, and he's always been like that. He has his own songs. He has his own music that he likes to sing. Like, y'all can be a hater. I get, okay, there's many reasons to not enjoy DJ James Kennedy. Yes, he's very interactive. Exactly. He's very interactive. And I like that when I'm watching him DJ and everything I've ever seen him DJ in. I think that's really, really cool. He's really fun to watch. And I'm sorry, like, the beats that he makes, they're also good. Okay. Again, there's many reasons to not like that man. His DJing's just not one of them, sadly. I just think he's good at what he does. He's very, very talented. So Ellie and Gigi show up, and Sandoval asks what these Eskimo sisters are doing here, which I think is also hilarious. And the fact that there are multiple people trying to hook up with this man is very interesting with me. He's just not the dude I would see all the waitresses hooking up with. That's just me. Yes, you can. Oh my God, he's loves what he does, and he's so passionate about what he does, which I give him props for, because all these other guys, they're not fucking passionate about what they do. They have a new job idea every 5 seconds. They can't fucking commit to anything. But James is very committed and in loves and enjoys what he does, and I commend him for that. And he's stuck by it, and he's worked his ass off to get it, because there's been a lot of times where it's been taken away from him, and he's still found a way to, kind of grind and get there. He is also a Nepo baby. So there is that little, caveat there too. So Sandoval asks what the Eskimo sisters are doing here. And Gigi says, we're here to make an igloo, which, I'm sorry, that was really funny. I was like, points for Gigi. Gigi gets a point. Okay. Gigi confronts Rachel and tries to get her to understand that James has been cheating. And Gigi hands James a bag of stuff that he left over at her place. Listen, is this absolutely horrible and stupid and should not have happened? Yes. Is this epic? Is this how I would want to go about shaming a guy that I slept with, only later to find out that he was cheating on his girlfriend? Yes. Do I wish that Raquel would have just walked out with Gigi and said, fuck you, James? Yeah, I do. But she's not that girl. There's not a lot. I don't know about nowadays because I don't follow her. But back then, There was not a lot going on in there. Okay, if you listen in her ear, I'm pretty sure you just hear ting 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 ting. There wasn't there wasn't a lot going on. Okay, it was rough. It was rough to watch Rachel back then. Again, I don't watch her now because I don't enjoy her. I've never enjoyed her. I've never really liked her. Did I think that she would do what she did in season 10? No, I do not. But yeah, I've never really liked that girl. So Gigi throws a drink at James, and James like pushes her away. James comes up to Jackson, Kristen, and Carter and said, "Thanks for coming," and calls them jealous little C words. A jealous, you're all jealous. Everybody's jealous. No one's jealous of you, James. No one's jealous. They aren't jealous because they don't know what hard work is. They don't give a fuck about anything, and they only want to take you down. No one's jealous of you. Okay, Jax honestly already lived that life, copy pasted, baby. I mean, they're literally the same person. So Jax and Kristen are standing up in the booth that they're at, and Jax throws a drink in James's face, and James throws a glass and gets kicked out. And James is upset at Tom for Jax being there and is very upset that like that's your friend, that's your friend. Like what the fuck? How could you let him be here? This is my gig, and he was very upset. This is the one other time James was in the right, and it gets to a point where Jax and Kristen are pushing him over the edge. Like it does get to a point where I do agree that if James wants to make his own mistakes, let him do it on his own. Don't you don't like he's one of those people like you don't have to instigate him to make trouble. He makes trouble like literally all on his own. He doesn't need help from you idiots to make that shit happen. Jackson and Kristen are very much misery loves company. Oh god, yeah. Oh my god, yeah, they sure are. Sorry, I just need to have something. I gotta chew on something. I'm gonna have the apple and the apple cider and caramel apple at the same time. They are definitely misery loves company. For sure. You know, they talk about like twin flames. Kristen and Jax are twin flames. Ew, I just leaked everywhere. Sorry. Okay. I'm going to chew this, and then we're on to episode 14. Okay. So, oh, thank you, Ryerson. I really appreciate that so much. I hope you're subscribed. I'm glad you love my videos. Thank you so much. Share them if you can. If anybody that loves Vanderpump Rules or maybe hasn't seen Vanderpump Rules yet but wants to get into it, share my videos. I would love to have more people join the gang here. I wish you did each episode recap. That's what I'm doing right now. That's what I've decided to do with my new format. I've been doing every episode instead of like the chunks of storylines. I've been doing every episode, and I'm gonna do that moving forward. I really like it. But right now we're on episode 14 of season 5. So come along, come along. This whole season 5, that's what I've been doing. I have been doing episode by episode instead. So if you go watch any of my season 5 recaps, it's it's all by episodes. I don't do the storyline part anymore because I feel like I'm always missing something and I don't like that feeling. And I feel like this kind of keeps me on track better. So thank you. I love my opinions too. I find them to be ridiculous, hilarious, but also pretty much on par with the people that follow me. Episode 14, Katie got invitations, but she forgot to make the line for the names, so they don't actually know who's RSVP to this wedding. But there are a couple invitations that have penis drawings on them, and so Schwartz is pretty sure he knows whose penis drawing is who, so he's got that kind of down. But as of right now, they have no fucking clue who's coming to their wedding, which is so genius. Kristen comes over to Tom and Katie's, and Katie is upset with Ariana and says Ariana and Sheena need to stay in line, and Ariana needs to apologize to Stassi. I don't agree with any of that. I think that they just don't like that Ariana has always had a different opinion than them. And Ariana, for the most part, except for maybe like 1 or 2 times on the show, has pretty much been on the right side of history. And funny enough, Katie honestly has been too for the most part, especially when it comes to like the men. There, Katie has pretty much pegged the men perfectly to who they are, and Ariana has really pegged the women overall to how they behave and who they are. Tom and Tom show up to, oh, sorry. Nope. Okay, no. So Tom and Tom show up to a photo shoot because Tom Sandoval wants to take some more photos and like headshots and all this dumb shit. And lo and behold, Joe Simpson, Jessica Simpson's dad, opens the door. And you're sitting there and you're like, wait, what? What is going on? And honestly, oh God, sorry guys, I have to crack my neck. It's killing me. My neck is killing me. Honestly, it literally looks like the guy from Miami that hit on Jax and like used to like hang out with Jax when he lived in Miami. That guy that showed up last season. They look like the same person. It's giving creepy as fuck. And he's just like taking photos in his house. Here's the thing. I'm sorry. If there is no studio that going to be going to, if there are not multiple people around, okay, I'm not going to a photo shoot at some rando's house. I don't give a shit who you are. It's giving predatory. It's giving creepy, okay? And especially in Hollywood, too many bad things have been happening to these types of people. Um, they are doing the photo shoot and it's giving gay homoerotic vibes, as pretty much anything that Sandoval does is gay and homoerotic. Sandoval is in this like Dune inspired outfit, and Joe Simpson says stomach in and dick out. And I'm just like, what? I'm pretty sure Joe Simpson's gay, right? I'm pretty sure that like happened when he got divorced and all that stuff. Pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that Joe Simpson's a homosexual, okay, as Brittany's mommy would say. Um, James and Raquel have dinner, and Raquel says that Gigi called her dumb. James says that people are getting drunk and snapping photos of him, and I'm just like, what? Like, huh? And James says that he is faithful and can stay faithful to Rachel, which again, I highly disagree. I don't think that James was ever fully committed to Rachel a day in his fucking life. And that's just, it is what it is. Like, James and Jax are the same person. There's no sense of commitment. I think he's committed to Allie. If not, maybe he cheated on her like once or twice. I have no fucking clue. But I think as of current day right now, I think he's very committed to Allie. I think he loves Allie a lot. And I think them sharing a home together, um, says a lot about the two of them. They seem really happy. She seems to really put his ass in line, but not in like how Jackson Brittany. Like I genuinely feel like if he did something really fucking stupid, Allie would be like deuces bye. Like she doesn't seem like the type of person that would like to get humiliated a lot. But at the same time, she's over here making music trying to be Taylor Swift. So who's using who? We don't fucking know. Okay. Brittany brings Jax to church and they are talking about projecting anger, and it's really perfect timing about Jax and the way that he has been talking shit about Brittany constantly. And they're just like, do not project your anger at the ones that you love. And you can tell Jax is like super uncomfortable and like really doesn't understand what's going on and has no desire to go to church, which, you know, listen, I don't blame him. Okay. I don't blame him. Um, I wrote, it's so crazy to me when all the dudes give each other relationship advice when they all suck and are all cheaters. I like, they always have like, hey, like, be nice to your girlfriend. Hey, maybe don't do that to her, blah, 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 blah. But they don't take like their own advice, especially Jax. Like, Jax sometimes has like, especially I think in season 7, I think it might be season 7, he has like a lot of sound advice, a lot of really good advice that this bitch never takes on his own. Like it's just crazy to me. It Jax is the epitome of it takes one to know one. Like it takes one cheater to know another cheater. It takes one asshole to know another asshole. That's why he's so good at pegging people in the group. Pegging. He's so good at like calling people out in the group because it's all shit he's either done or would do. And so he can like see a shithead from a mile away. You know what I'm saying? Peter is doing an 8-minute short, which was so cringeworthy. My bum was like a pinhole. I was like clenching. I was like, this is so fucking creepy and weird. And the fact that this man is still serving, what are they called? Goat cheese balls at these restaurants is like mind blowing to me. Like Peter better be getting paid good at this goddamn restaurant, okay? And this man at this point should have like steak and fucking stir. Like give him a percentage. You gave Dim one two and Dim 1 3 over there, freaking Tom and Tom, steak in a fucking restaurant, but you can't give Peter any. Get out of here. That's disturbing to me. Okay, that's just my opinion though. So he's trying to get some more funding for a feature film that he wants to make, and Sandoval comes to act in it for Peter. Again, it's just like one of those like reels that they're trying to make, little videos they're trying to make in hopes that they can submit it and try to make a bigger movie out of it. It's bad, guys. It's sci-fi, but like not good at all. So Sandoval can't remember any of his lines and has to do a bunch of other takes. He says Peter could be the next James Cameron. That's a big, fat, stinky no. And again, it was very awkward. There's green screening, and the fact that like Sandoval's like, oh, I want to be a star, I want to be this. This is the thing is like Sandoval wants everything without having to do anything for it. He just wants all the rewards, but no hard work, which is annoying when you enable that behavior, Lisa Vanderpump, and give him a fucking restaurant so that way he can stomp around and think that he's a big bag dog when he has literally no say in that goddamn restaurant, literally no stake in it, to the point that now it's being taken away from him because he's not a majority owner in any fucking way, shape, or form. So it's like, this is why this man has an ego the size of the fucking Grand Canyon. The guys plus Ariana go out together talking about the bachelor party and say they are going to do full drag. And Jax keeps calling the drag queens transvestites, which AKA is not fucking appropriate. Just so you guys know, you shouldn't be saying that. But they like are hell bent on doing like full on drag, which I'm just like, it's just shocking to me that this was like Schwartz's idea. I'm like, what's that about, Schwartzy? What's out of all the guys, no, Sandoval I could see wanting to do that, but Schwartz I found to be very interesting. Everybody is pressuring Ariana to apologize to Stassi, but Ariana won't budge and just wants to stay cordial overall, and is totally fine with just, you know, they're not besties, they're not even friends, but it's just we're just gonna be nice to each other and call it good. So Katie is having a bridesmaid lunch, and bringing Ariana. So bridesmaid lunch, Ariana's invited at Pandora's house. And we find out that LVP bought Pandora that house for her 30th birthday. I would love a new house for my 30th birthday. I'm 34 now, so you guys are way behind. So that's 4 years worth of a house you guys should have bought me by now. So if you guys could work on that, I'd really appreciate it. The girls are getting massages and hand peels and are going to be having a little lunch all together and hanging out. Jax and the Toms get clothes for drag from LVP and go shopping in her closet and, you know, dress up in the little pearls and the hats and the everything. Stassi wants an apology, but also tells Ariana that she doesn't want a half-ass apology and asks Ariana to be more open-minded and have fun with her. And they kind of just mutually agree, like, I don't like you, but I will tolerate you as long as you're nice to me. I'll be nice to you. Kind of like just a truce, essentially. That's what they do for Katie. It's just a nice big old fat truce and call it good. But you can tell that Stassi really wants, like Stassi, I think, doesn't understand when women either don't like her or won't like bow down to her. She doesn't like that. So when Ariana doesn't necessarily like her or bow down to her, it's almost like I want what I can't have for Stassi. And it's a very hard concept for Stassi to grasp to, because I don't think she's ever had this happen to her. So it's really one of those things, like, she's trying so hard to get Ariana to like her and to be on her side. And it like basically happens for like a blip, and then it's kind of like done and over with. I think, like, what is it, next season they're like friends for like a millisecond, and then the season after that's kind of like whatever. Katie confronts everyone and really kind of talks about the issues with the bridesmaids or whatever, but for whatever reason, I like literally think they just love torturing Sheena. She only kind of calls out Sheena for the money situation with the bridesmaids. And Sheena doesn't like getting rage texts. Katie says Sheena is fake and trying to be perfect. And I will agree with Sheena that it's super frustrating to get Ariana and Stassi to finally be like okay, and only for Katie to kind of turn around and call Sheena out in front of like everybody, when Sheena was the one that literally did what Katie's been asking for. Katie has been begging for Stassi and Ariana to just be okay and be kind. Sheena makes that happen, and now all of a sudden we're gonna fucking rip Sheena's head off in front of everybody. Like, it's just kind of, it's just rude. There's genuinely no other way around it. It's just so rude and inappropriate, and is not, it was just so shocking to watch that. Katie and Schwartz go out to dinner. Um, oh, sorry. Sheena and Katie, so Sheena basically has like a freak out and like storms off and is all pissed off about like all this stuff and being called out. And so Sheena and Katie kind of sit together and they try to make up. And Katie just says she is very honest. Um, when she's pushed about something, she can be too honest, and the results can be a little detrimental. And that, they're kind of sorry and they miss being friends and they're so sorry about what's going on, and like basically like a bunch of bullshit apologies is pretty much what happened, in my opinion. Just a bunch of horseshit apologies in order to just move on, slash like kind of tipsy drunk apologies. Katie's kind of always like riding that high, you know what I'm saying? Tom and Jackson Ariana go to LVP's closet to find some clothes for drag. Sandoval is so excited to get into this drag, like cannot fucking wait. This man like should have just been a drag queen. Like, maybe that's his next pursue. Sandoval, go be a drag queen. Just pursue that. You clearly want to be a part of something to do with that. Just go be a drag queen. They have straight guys all the time doing drag. Okay, you can do it too. You give off the vibe. Just go do it, girl. Be your best self. Okay, you live in WeHo. Anything is possible. You're always at, what the fuck is that restaurant in WeHo that every gay person on the planet goes to all the time? He's always at that place anyway. Just go do it, girl. Just do it, girl. Just do it. So Katie and Schwartz go out to dinner and get into it about the wedding. Schwartz jokes that when hot girls are around, he's going to take his ring off. Again, another example of this man truly trying to torture Katie. He verbally loves torturing Katie. I know, I feel it in my bones. This man loves to torture her. Katie's trying to tell her feelings about Schwartz, but Schwartz keeps asking if Katie is drunk. She says she's the only person who's had her own back for 6 years. Katie and Schwartz truly have the worst communication skills that they've like ever on the planet. They can never agree on anything. They can never just support each other. And Schwartz can never just, I think all Katie needed, I know I already said this obviously in this video, and I've said that before in many other things. I genuinely think all Katie wanted was someone to just say, I understand you and I see where you're coming from. That doesn't mean you agree with her. That doesn't mean you would do what she did. That doesn't mean you support her choice. It just means that you hear her, you're trying to understand her, and I'm here to listen to you. And then after that, when she feels validated, then you can go, well, maybe next time, why don't you approach it this way? And then I think you might get a better result out of it. I think this might be the better way to go about it, because you're having a really hard time and it's not the way that you're handling it is clearly not working because you're getting the same result. So let's work on figuring out something together. Why am I an adult? Why am I an adult to these actual adults at the time? All right. Episode 15. Here we go. I do not understand why Stassi is so upset about Patrick and like not being with Patrick, because we finally meet him and he like next season, I think, and he's fucking horrible. He is literally horrible. He is one of the worst boyfriends ever. I've said this, I think, every video that ever has mentioned that fucking man's name. He's awful. So I don't know why she's just so obsessed with him. Tanya, Ariana's mom, comes to visit, and when they're talking to each other and they go to turn the AC on, like, and the microwave on at the same time, apparently, it like cuts the breaker and busts everything up because that apartment is actual trash. Dismiss. Katie Rage texts Sandoval and Ariana saying that all her and Tom fight about is Ariana and she's tired of defending herself. And I wrote, I wonder if Katie looks back and sees her wedding time very differently. I would love to know if there's anything she would do different other than obviously not marry him. But is there anything that she would do differently? Is there anything that she is there anybody that you feel like she behaved wrong towards? Like, I really love to know her opinion about that time looking back now, because it seems like she has a very new perspective on her relationship with Schwartz and all of her, honestly, clearly all of her fucking relationships now. I would really be interested to know how she kind of feels about all that. So the Daily Mail is having a party at Pump and they requested James to DJ. So LVP has to keep him in order to keep the Daily Mail party at Pump. Sheena throws a pool party at her mom's house. Schwartz shows up in one of his famous little moo-moos. Schwartz says Tequila Katie is back and she is on some next level shit. Or you're just a dick and she's tired of dealing with it. And when she gets drunk, it exacerbates her feelings about how much of a dick you are. That's just my opinion, though. What do I know? What do I know? I'm just like, a Vanderpump Rules connoisseur, whatever. And Vanderpump Rules encyclopedia, okay? Katie wants to know what she has to do to get Schwartz to respect her. Be blonde, be skinny, drink with the boys. And that makes me really fucking sad because that's what it truly feels like. It truly feels like she is constantly trying to get validation from this empty fucking hole of a human. She can never get the validation that she wants. She can never get the support she wants. She can never get treated the way she wants. And I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that I don't think she ever got the sexual pleasure experience that she wanted either out of that man. And because he always seemed to be very off put by having sex. And I'm sure that was very frustrating in unvalidated. I can't talk. I'm sure that was awful and not fun. And exacerbated a lot of things on top of what she was already feeling, because it's like you already have this man who doesn't support you, doesn't fucking agree with anything that you say, like taking everybody else's side, and then on top of that it must feel like you're never attracted to me because you never want to do it with me. Like, what the hell's that about? You know what I'm saying? I Schwartz is the problem. I mean, Schwartz is the problem. It just Schwartz was the problem. So Katie's moping around the party wanting an apology from Schwartz, but he says she can't take any criticism. And I honestly think that she can. It's always his approach is the problem. How many times can she tell him what she needs in order to feel better in their relationship and him do the fucking polar opposite? That's what he does. Like, if she says jump, he tucks down into the fucking ground. Okay. If she, if she says the sky is blue, he's going to say the sky's fucking green, because that's just how he is with her. He just wants everything to be the opposite. I don't feel bad for Katie. She was always known he was like this and still stayed. I agree. I don't disagree with that. It is hard when you love somebody a lot and you want to see the best in them and you have seen the best in them, but they constantly keep fucking you over. I don't think they ever should have gotten married. I also think that their friends, especially the girls, should have spoken up to Katie and like, hey, maybe this isn't the right time. Like, the guys were saying it because they're assholes and they're just like, oh, like women, right? Like marriage. But I do think that they were constantly being like, maybe now's not a good time to get married. Maybe you shouldn't get married right now. Maybe it's not the right time to get married. And I wish that the girls would have done the same thing with Katie. I wish they'd have been like, hey, Katie, like, clear, like, Sheena kept bringing it up. Like, something was wrong. Something was bothering her. And maybe this isn't the right time. And then Kristen kind of brought it up. And then obviously it didn't make headway until the Bachelorette party. But it's just one of those things where it's like, I wish someone would have said something to Katie that meant something to her. But as we find out later, they didn't actually get married till two years later, I think, like legally. We'll talk about it. She should have left him when he poured the beer on her head. Oh, fucking 100%. If a man would have done that to me, see, this is the thing, is I say that, but when I was 22, I was a flippin' idiot and was letting my ex-husband be a complete dipshit to me. But now I would never let half that shit fly. So it's like, it's a lot of it's perspective. A lot of it is unfortunately perspective. And you think you know everything, you think you got everything right and all this shit, and then you find out, whoa, I am so unbelievably wrong in everything that I thought. It really does happen. Um, what's so fucked up about Jax is he is in the worst relationship, but always gives great solid advice, which he did in these moments, and says like, go talk to her, just apologize. Like, it is like, you're about to get married, and like I think like what, 2 weeks at that time point. Schwartz walks over to Katie and acts like I'm an immature little child, And when he's talking to Katie and being all like, "Oh, blah, blah," he talks in that little girl, that little child voice that makes me want to punch a wall. Katie is asking for love and support moving forward. Very simple. Love and support. Why we can't do that? Not really sure. Schwartz also does this thing where he uses big words when talking about Katie to make himself kind of feel better, feel better, like unequivocal. Did you ever notice that he's like one of the only ones I think that graduated from college? I'm pretty sure, and he loves to kind of throw that in their face, and especially with Katie, he really loves to use big words with her to make him sounds like to make him feel like he's smarter or better than certain people, especially the women in the group. And it's just one of those things where it's like, sure, shut the fuck up. Literally shut the fuck up. No one cares that you know unequivocal. Okay? Um Shay also speaks up about a lot of it and has some pretty good comments and sound comments. I feel so bad for Shay. I feel so bad for Shay. Sheena just really, she really flubbed up a little bit on that one. I think their relationship could have lasted if a couple things got fixed with that relationship, because I feel like Shay was a pretty good guy overall, and some of the things that he did was because of his relationship with Sheena. I'm not saying him doing drugs and stuff was her fault or like he did them because of her, but I do feel like he didn't have someone to lean on, and that was really, really hard for him. Katie and Schwartz vow to be better on the trip that's coming up for the bachelorette party. Schwartz will have Katie's back, and Katie will not rage text. And that doesn't happen. It's the opposite of what actually happened. And what cracks me up is that Schwartz doesn't understand that if he was more supportive and he had her back, she wouldn't fucking rage text him. Like, the reason why she's rage texting is because you suck, bro. And if you were just more supportive, loving, and caring, she wouldn't want to rage text you. Hello? She would rage text other people about their shitty behavior and ignore you about it. Like, can't you just fake it? Like, are you an actor? Like, fake it, bitch. Like, fake it till you make it and make your life 10 times better. And I found it really interesting that the Bachelor and Bachelorette party were during Sheena and Shay's wedding anniversary. I feel like they just like didn't care. They're like, we don't give a shit about these two. Like, fuck it, we're gonna do it anyway. Jax goes to check into the hotel, and of course his card declines, which again is flippin' hilarious, and I absolutely love it. And another redemption for Brittany, essentially. Everyone's going to their hotel rooms, and Stassi is single and alone and is really struggling with being the only one that is alone because everybody else is in a very long-term committed relationship. LVP got Katie and Schwartz a suite, which she does with like every time they ever go to like a hotel, whoever the main person is that they're doing the thing for. LVP always calls them up and is like, "Oh yeah, let's get a better like, can I get a better suite or hotel for them or whatever?" And I'm just like, Bravo's paying for this. How are these people having no money but are going on all these fucking trips? Don't get it twisted, okay? There's no fucking way that they're all paying for this stuff. I think either LVP is footing the fucking bill so that way they have more interesting things to talk about on the show and do on the show, or Bravo's footing the bill. Someone's footing the bill because these people have no money, okay? Jax is over here getting his card declined left and right. Don't sit here and tell me that he has the money for this shit. He doesn't. It doesn't make any sense to me. LVP says she didn't want a bachelor party because she knew that if Ken had a bachelor party that he would do something stupid and she wouldn't marry him, which I thought was very interesting because apparently Ken was just a little mischievous little minx over there. Katie gets smacked in the face with beads when they're walking down the street, which I thought was very fucking hilarious. Everybody's getting beads, like, oh my god, titties, throw the beads, and all of a sudden just across Katie's drunk face. Everyone gets together at Stassi's favorite bar, and they kind of split up boys and girls at each table. Sandoval and Schwartz, Sandoval makes Schwartz and him t-shirts, and Schwartz's says number one Tom, and then Sandoval's is number two Tom, even though I'm pretty sure in his head he thinks he's the number one of fucking everybody. Number one guy in the group. Okay, number one guy in the group. Shay and Sheena have their 2-year anniversary dinner. Sheena got him a sexy photo book that has little sexy photos in it. And I wonder where that sexy photo book is right now. Shay has stayed sober for 8 months, and Shay loves Sheena very, very much. I genuinely don't think that anybody could sit there and say that he did not love the absolute shit out of her. I think that just a lot of bad choices were made on both of their parts, and that's why their relationship ended. And I also think that Sheena is very self-centered and has a hard time stepping outside of herself, and just doing. Sheena's just one of those people where it feels like she would never do something for somebody without getting rewarded for it. Like she's only doing nice things for people to make herself look good, to make herself look like she's a great friend. Like she's always doing things to benefit her in some way. She's never going to just do something for the good of somebody else. It has to somehow involve her as well. And I think if she would have just stepped back and accepted that this isn't about her, that she needs to be there for her partner, no questions asked, I think the relationship would be a little bit different. I liked Shay. Okay. I liked him. What he's doing now and how he is now, no fucking clue. But at the time, I really did like Shay. And I think a lot of poor, sad choices were made, and I feel really bad for that guy. I also think he should have never been on TV, but that's just me. I think Sheena broke up with Shay. What did I write here? Because it wasn't all about her. Oh my god, I just said that without even looking at the notes. Because Shay had the music in the studio, I also wrote, and that had nothing to do with her, and she didn't like that. Which is why I think she has a very tight leash on Brock. Because she does not like, and she said it in the newest season, like, what are they gonna do if he has a job? Or he has something to do that's outside of her and Summer Moon? And she doesn't like that. You can tell that she's not gonna be okay with him having something outside of her. That's not gonna fucking work for her. Sandoval asks if there is something deeper as to why Katie is so upset and mad. And he kind of suggests to Katie that maybe they should go see a therapist, and she does not fucking like that at all. Is very upset that this conversation is happening. Ariana is talking to Schwartz at the same time, and you could tell that this is kind of like a team effort between Tom and Ariana trying to like talk to Tom and Katie. And they are not very happy about that conversation. Katie's very pissed off that that's happening. So Stassi and Brittany are drunk chatting at a table, and Jax comes over and kisses Brittany, which pisses off Stassi. And Stassi confesses that Patrick didn't want to be around Jax at all. And that was one of the main reasons why they could never all be together, and why Stassi couldn't be a part of the group for a good chunk of time, is because Patrick knew everything that Jax did to Stassi. Supposedly, this is what happened. I don't fucking believe it for a second. I think Patrick's just a dick. And that Jax was pretty much the main source and reason as to why Stassi was not around for a while. And Stassi is at this bachelorette party, and she's upset because nobody wants to kiss her and nobody wants to hug her, and everybody's kissing in front of her, and she's getting very jealous and very upset because she's the only single one, and she really doesn't like that. And you know, obviously knowing what we know now, I really do call bullshit on the whole Patrick, you know, not liking Jack's bullshit. So Stassi starts crying, and you know, is kind of begging for an apology from Jax, and keeps saying like, you don't get it, and like really wants an apology. Mind you, Brittany's sitting right there watching all of this. So Jax apologizes and admits that he was a piece of shit to Stassi, and starts like sobbing and keeps saying like sorry over and over and over, like, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Again, Brittany's right there. This is his ex-girlfriend with his current girlfriend apologizing to the ex. Super uncomfortable. Mind you, this is like very much bring up the conversation that she had with Jax before they did the podcast together. And she was kind of like, I kind of feel like Jax kind of still has feelings for Stassi, but he's like, no, that's not true. We're not like that. Like, our relationship was kind of like the movie Misery. Like, but it's kind of validating Brittany's thoughts and opinions. And Brittany says that she's very jealous of Stassi getting an apology because she doesn't understand why she can't get an apology, and why Jax can never apologize to her. And they get into the hotel room and they kind of argue about it. And he starts kind of blaming her for shit. And is like, you did this, 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 and this. And Brittany says that she wants an example of all these things he's talking about. And what does she say? Name it. I go, wait a minute. Season 5 episode. Oh my God. I'm so sorry for that interruption. I apologize for that. That was very annoying. But I'm back. I gotta find where we left off. I needed something to eat. I was gonna pass out. Alright. I'm just gonna find where we left off. Alright. So what we'll do is I'll end the video here. Hopefully there's not a big jump in the middle of it. I don't know how that looks on live ends. But we'll end it here. I'll do another video starting out the bachelorette party, so we have a nice like sequence of events there. And again, if there's a huge jump, like if there's a waiting period in this video when it uploads, I apologize. If there's a jump cut, perfect. Like let's go to one thing to the next. But again, I so apologize for that happening. But I will put up another video once I have all my Wi-Fi and everything set up properly. I can do a better video. I'll set all that up. But I thank you guys for watching and hanging out on the live with me. Like, subscribe, do all the fun stuff that you're supposed to be doing for that old algorithm. Make the comments, do all the stuff. And always support small LGBTQA businesses. And I love you guys, and I hope you have a great day. And I will see you hopefully very soon. We can do this again and finish up season 5. All right, bye guys. Have a great day.